Or do some
Like my
do
last
some
phone is
mic
a
test.
pretty hardy size, and I feel like this is like. I mean, I still got my old Smash phone here, but I feel like this is the perfect size for me, just for the fact that I can still get to most things with my thumb, no matter where I'm holding it.
Right. That's
But
kind
it's
of
no
like
matter
the
where
big
I'm
thing.
holding it.
Right.
See, I have small hands, so like even the Pro Max is a little big for me sometimes, but I don't like the small screens. I'd rather just have that, especially because I watch so much YouTube.
He said, "Fuck it, we ball."
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Like I have like
For me, it's mostly
I
just readability.
occasionally come across like my old like phone. Like I have my 3GS somewhere laying around that I just kept just for the sake of it, and holy shit, that thing is tiny. Like that, no, fuck that. Like absolutely not.
We can't go back, Marty.
Mm-mm. All right. Welcome to Blue Ruby's podcast, episode number 300. We did it, David. Where's our VTubers?
We did it. I'm gonna start working on that now.
He said he's gonna work on it.
Yeah. No, I said once we get to 300, I'll officially start working on it.
Oh, I thought it
Right,
was
we
a
gotta
300
cross that off.
celebration.
No, at 300, I'd start working on it.
Oh, you want to
I
make
want
sure?
to make sure we actually got there first.
Yeah, for some reason we'd stop after this point.
I mean, we've done sillier shit.
No, it's now that it's been so long since we've like. Well, I guess if you count like Games Got By and stuff, but like,
start at episode 1 again.
right? You're gonna reboot. I wonder every once in a while, I'm like, what's it gonna take to stop this? Because literally, it's just hanging out. That's what me and David always like started out with. Like, like this is literally what we would do is every week we just talk. All right, just record it, and that's fine. Like that's all it is. So I wonder, I'm like, what would stop that? I'm like, probably when I have kids. So when I have kids, you guys ought to carry the torch, and I'll be a special guest from there on out. So
perfect.
Hey, no kids here, so me
Yeah.
and David, we're gonna keep the shit going.
the No Kids Club.
Then we get to try and find a weird third host.
Yeah. No, just put AI me in
That's
there.
when Gore returns.
Yeah,
I am eternal.
Yeah, you got two choices. You either get Gore back or you get an AI version of me. I mean, we
has to be
have
Gore. We can't have AI on here.
we have like hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours of us talking, which could literally compile that, and you could have me for the rest of my life just doing a podcast with me, dude. Put me in the algorithm put all the podcasts that we've made in the algorithm, and like we're set. One of us could die, and we just keep going. In fact, what we should do is when one of us dies, don't say anything. Just keep going and see who notices it.
Keep running it.
David died? I saw his obituary. No, it's a different one. He's right here. What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry, his camera's not working right now though.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually he does that thing where he eventually has like an AI slip, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? David's AI does blackface. Damn, he's getting wild. This is our video game podcast. We go live on youtube.com/applerubies on Tuesdays. Every once in a while, another day, like Kels is gonna ditch us coming up here soon.
Hey, it's Superman, dude. That's America's hero, dog.
America needs a hero right now.
It's true.
So yeah, we go live on Tuesdays. We talk video games, we talk about movies, whatever else. We'll see. I need to watch Ballerina. I was supposed to watch Ballerina, but I did not yet. I've heard solid stuff about it though. So we finally got one of those 4DX theaters, which is cool. Like those ones that like move around and like do all that. So
I almost bought the Superman tickets for that.
that'd be sick. Actually, I didn't even think about that. That'd be sick. All right, I'm probably gonna. It just sucks because now is when I stopped using my Regal membership because now I'm so close to the AMC. But now Regal would have been fantastic for that. But oh well, because I don't want to spend $23 a ticket. That's been a long time since I've done that. But alas, how you guys been?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too shabby. As we were talking about, Amazon Prime, they did the early screening tickets for Superman.
How does that work? You have like go on Amazon and do something? Because
yeah, so it's amazon.com/Superman, and it's like their own page. So there's just like a button you click, and you click it, it'll take you to Fandango. It's like, oh, Fandango wants to talk to your account, okay, and then you'll get the listings for the local theaters.
Yeah, see, the only thing that sucks is I have A-list, so it's like might as well just wait it out the next 2 days, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
Don't spoil it.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, so Kel's gonna be gone in a couple weeks just for one episode. It's all good. David and I will hold it down.
Yeah.
David, been doing all right?
It's patch week.
So terrible.
Tired. Microsoft continues to break things.
So I had a fun mishap. I was gonna say this for what I got. We'll find out in a second why.
Why are you buying things? We're poor. We all bought Switches.
I didn't buy this. That's what I'm saying. This is a joke.
Oh, gotcha.
I got something else. I woke up, did not sleep that much. I woke up, I was kind of groggy, and I heard probably like the second most vicious cat fight among my household so far in the last 6 months. No spray bottle, so my genius half asleep brain decided to break it up with my hands. So unfortunately, you can see I got. It doesn't look that bad. Oh, there you go. Like that side looks. There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly.
Yeah. The girlfriend said I look emo now, which was funny. Yeah, it looked really it looked fucked up. Like obviously when it happened, and the girlfriend literally walked out the door, and then they started fighting. I'm not kidding. Like she was gone for like 1 minute of driving. I just called her. I was like, "You gotta turn around. You gotta help me out here." So we put antibiotics, and I got worried for a second because she's like, "Yeah, if it started, we should probably go to the doctor." I was like, "I don't want to pay for a doctor for this." It started feeling numb, but then I was like, I wonder if that's because it's like me thinking that though. It's like you put the panic in my head now about like this might be a really bad thing. So maybe I'm like conjuring a numb feeling, but also we just slapped a bunch of antibiotics and cream all over my arm, so that's probably not helping it. Yeah, I mean, still pretty fucked up, but now it's like it looks like I was like on Jackass, like jumping into like a thorn bush or something like that, which is fine. It isn't like I pulled a vicious cat. Not really vicious, but it was Juice fighting another cat, and I pulled Juice off, and I think he realized he fucked up because he walked out. My arm was like bleeding. He walked out, and the other cat just like stared at him with airplane ears. Everyone got like really upset at him, and he sat alone for like a couple hours. It's like, go think of what you did, dude. Anyway, yeah, it's my kind of first week of break. Yeah, not full first week because I did have training still last week up until Thursday. I was just gonna do the I think I mentioned too. I was like I was gonna do just 2 days. Oh no, we did Wednesday. We did Wednesday, right? Or we did Thursday.
Thursday.
Our last podcast happened. It was different.
Oh yeah, it was Thursday.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Yeah. So it's not been a full week yet. So that's why I'm like something's feel off right now. Yeah. My first almost full week of break, so we'll talk about that and what we played. But yeah, David, what'd you get?
Fucking nothing. I'm poor. I just bought a Switch 2 and I got car fucking work to do.
I made the analogy today, and I said it kind of last week too, but there's a lot of people trying to start, and I feel like it's always the internet, right? It's like they're gonna always try to do a negative spin on something, like, oh, no one should be doing this, and really policing people's money, which is kind of always a little silly. But people are really hard on the Switch too, because like there's nothing to play. Which literally, it's almost every launch of every console is like there's nothing to play, obviously. But the Switch 2, the way it's felt like is like it's like you literally just upgraded your PC and you're just having fun playing all your games again.
Yeah.
No, that's literally how it is.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, Mario Kart. If you're not a Mario Kart person, it's not like lighting up a storm there. We're gonna get multiple games later this year. That's fine. And give it another year, and this thing's gonna be loaded up, so that's fine. But like going back to all your old games, I mean, why we don't shame people for upgrading their PC to I get 15 extra frames in Cyberpunk. I was already.
Why aren't you still running a 1080 fucking GTX 1080? That can still technically game nowadays.
Right. So I don't know. That's been my argument around there. I'm like, yeah, it's like it's about how much it would cost to upgrade a big part of your PC to 450. So it's like, yeah, they're like,
yeah, that'd be enough for an entry level graphics card.
Yeah. So it's like I upgraded my Switch. It feels good. I'm having a good time replaying things again. Cool. Like I'm happy with it.
Quit having fun.
Yeah, honestly.
We ball.
Kels, what'd you get?
yo, so I spent way too much money on comics.
Hell yeah.
Well, because I went to pick them up because I was like, oh yeah, I should probably go pick up my comics. And they're like, yeah, so you haven't been in for a few weeks, so you have a ton.
Oh, I thought you said we just fucking throw them out. We didn't think you were coming back.
Well, no, so they have it like a overfill box, but they gave me like a stern talking to. They're like, now we've had people not come by and pick their stuff up, and it's just been like a cost that we have to incur. I was like, yeah, but when have I done that? I've been here forever now.
Also,
Like,
what fucking costs are you incurring? You're just putting the shit off to the side.
Well, I guess it's the whole thing because like technically they buy the comics.
They're holding it
and
for you,
then-
and it's a cost that they
Right.
might not ever get back if you don't come back for it, right? Like they'd have to
Right.
like expect them to sell, and they might not.
Yeah, but I was just like, dude, I've given y'all so much.
Never.
money.
Also, yeah,
Like,
you never want to tell a regular customer that. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I rack my stuff up. I'll come in, drop my few $100 and walk out. Like, it's not. This isn't happening with us. But yeah, so I went and picked up all my comics. Of course, we have all the absolute stuff. Flash, Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter's so good, so crazy.
I gotta get around to the Martian Manhunter one. The Green Lantern's been fucking phenomenal.
Green Lantern. What else do we got here? So much. Oh yeah, all my Ultimate one stuff, Ultimate Wolverine, Black Panther, yada 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 yada.
Hell yeah.
All that, all those goodies, and a bunch of just extra random ones, variant covers, and oh, there is one I want to show. This one kind of bums me out because I ordered a alt like die cut variant, just like the cool foil cover, and these motherfuckers said that they didn't get it in, but we have the Battle Beast series that just started up, so I'm really super stoked to get in on this because I can't remember where it happens in like the Invincible timeline. I think it's like before the show or it's like in between seasons or in between issues, so that'd be really cool to read. I love Battle Beast. He's so good. He's so fucking cool.
Agreed.
That and I got some more trade paperbacks back here. Got my shelf organized a little bit finally.
Really,
Oh my god.
I mean, it's literally the same controller. Like I had people over this weekend. We played Mario Kart, and it feels a little more weighty, but it's pretty much the same controller. But there's just I just want, for the most lamest reason, I want it just more. What's the word? I want it more sooner rather than later, just for one reason, and that's because you can't turn on the Switch with the Pro controller from Switch One.
Oh, that's lame.
So I have to get up. I think my ass is to get up every single time to turn the Switch on, and then you have to like have the controller there, right? Because it'll go back to sleep if you don't push a button right away. There's been a handful of times I got up, got the controller, and then like my brain zapped away for 4 seconds, and I had to go back up and turn it back on again. So there is a part of me that wants to grab that just so I can not think about that ever again. But so it goes, dude.
Oh yeah, I also got the steering wheels too for Switch 2.
Oh, the
Hell
Mario Kart
yeah.
ones, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice,
well,
nice.
my wife wanted them, and I'm like, me being a no, where I'm like, yeah, these are dumb. I hate the tilt controls, but she wanted them, so she got them, and it took like 2.5 races for her to be like, yeah, I fucking hate the tilt control.
Yeah, tilt controls aren't fun.
And now you're stuck with them.
You guys are playing on single Joy-Cons?
We were. I've been using the Switch One Pro controller though.
The single
whenever-
Joy-Cons don't feel as bad.
No, they feel great. I like them.
Yeah, like I hated using single Joy-Cons in Switch One. They
Yep.
hurt my hands, and I have small hands. But we played a few games, including Clubhouse games, so we had to use single Joy-Con. And yeah, it wasn't bad. They actually feel pretty solid. I still feel
Even the okay.
I just hate how the buttons are still so close to the analog stick.
Yeah.
I will say also the new mount strap they give you actually does feel kind of nicer. It feels like it gives you more consistent areas to like hit the
I
buttons
haven't even
when you're
used
using the
that.
top
I
buttons.
used the bear one.
Me either. I haven't used it at all.
Raw dogged it.
No protection for your Switch. Come on, dude.
The audacity of this man.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to get a Pro controller, but that's also just like a I'm not in any rush for that. Unfortunately, it does feel like just a little more premium, just like by pin. If it has more resemblance to like you know when you like hold the regular Xbox controller to like a Elite controller, it has like a little bit more weight on certain parts. That's kind of how the Switch 2 Pro controller feels. Nothing too crazy though. Anywho, that's it. Dave, what'd you play though?
Hell yeah. I've been playing Pokemon games because there's a part of me that kind of wants to start getting into tinkering around with some competitive Pokemon. So I'm like, all right, I gotta start doing team building. And part of that is let me start fucking collecting all this shit. So I've been actually, it's been forcing me to actually like finish up Legends Arceus. I'm halfway through the game now. Because before, when I was playing Arceus, I was meticulously completing every Pokedex entry for every Pokemon I came across and would only move on once I had them done. And now my brain goes, no, just get it marked enough so it says it's done, but it's not 100% done and move on.
That's why I was progress. First time playing too. I think that's my issue with a lot of these games is like I'll get hyper fixated on completionist stuff.
Yep.
Get like 30, 40, 50% of the way through and burn myself out.
That's why I both love and hate open world games, because it really rewards that play style. I don't know, go fuck off in this area and go fucking do everything you want until you're done. So my fucking completionist brain is like, all right, I have stepped 1 foot out of where I start. Well, there's a lot to conquer here already. I guess I'm just going to be here for a long time. And then I just never see the fucking rest of it until much, much later. So I've been going through and enjoying that. I do like the combat tweaks made in the game, having the agile style and the strong style, and having a kind of Final Fantasy X combat order system to it. It's kind of a neat shake up to the series formula. I really like just being able to also just fucking catch Pokemon without having to go into a battle if I don't want to. As long as you just fucking sneak up on the little bastard or give it some food first. It's wonderful. Good. Because that is the most tedious part of any Pokemon game when you're fucking just trying to catch shit. I don't need to do battle animations. I don't need to fucking poison or whatever to increase my fucking chances. Just let me continuously throw fucking balls at the bastard till it stays in there. So then I also started up my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee again. Because you get bonuses for Pokemon Home if you fill out the Pokedex in there. That's how you get some rare Pokemon for your collection as well. So I'm like, fuck it, I guess I'll go back to that. And I was like, fuck, I vaguely remember what I was doing in this game. Let me just quickly dump all my Pokemon into Pokemon Home and restart my save file so I can just fucking be done from scratch. So I just started doing that. I'm re-going through the beginning and basically just trying to catch up to where I can get my party members back without them not obeying me. And then I'll be able to just speed run a good chunk of it at that point. And yeah, so that's what I'm playing. And I will say, we were talking about this a little bit before we started hitting recording. I've actually been predominantly playing. I switched to not hooked up on a TV, which is the opposite of what I did with my Switch 1. I almost never played that thing handheld. I was almost always on a TV with that. The battery life on the Switch 2 is shit.
Have you did that battery calibration thing?
That is not good to do for lithium-ion batteries.
Even though Nintendo is telling you?
Yes, that is still not the greatest thing. Lithium-ion batteries really only want to stay within a certain range. If you have to recalibrate it, it's the software failing. You never should try to just drain it all the way to empty, get it to full, drain it back down. You shouldn't be doing that. That will kill the longevity of your lithium-ion battery.
That's what the I didn't read it. That's what the Nintendo thing
That is
said.
what Nintendo was saying. But the root of it is because it's happened on the Steam Deck. I know because it happens on my Steam Deck. It did until recently. It is a software level issue that happens. You should not be doing that to your lithium-ion batteries because that does kill the battery life.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Mine, I haven't really played too much handheld, so I guess I can't say. I did see people with some here or there stuff. Actually,
with Pokemon Legends Arceus, I've been going from about 80 to 20% within 2.5 hours.
Oh, did you do the recovery mode one though? Nintendo had
What
a
recovery
recovery.
mode one?
That's what I was saying. Let me give it to you right now, and you can try it actually on stream here. Nintendo gave a recovery mode fix. Here, I posted it in the chat.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at this
That's
because
what I
I
was saying.
saw.
Because people said, yeah, there was that one that you were saying, but the one I saw, this is the one I saw today. That it's hold the power down, hold the volume buttons, go to recovery mode. Something.
All right, let's see. Your Switch console, access to the internet, confirm that you're plugged in. Confirm that your console has the latest system update. Turn off the console, hold down the volumes, buttons, press power. Enter recovery mode. Navigating to this menu should reset the battery. Okay, no, I haven't done that. That has not been something I've seen posted around yet.
I saw like one guy say he tried in his battery, like literally on a Switch, just doing that, jump from 86 to like 91, just like that.
Interesting.
So that might be something to try.
All right, so I'll do that, but from
No, don't do the other one. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that this one was the one that popped up today.
But unless this is an issue that is mass happening, I've talked to quite a few people where even they're saying on with the new Mario Kart, they're getting like 2 hours of battery life out of it.
Mm-hmm. Which that's a launch game, brother. So
Yeah,
we'll see. Anything else?
yeah, that's that. No, it's just the Pokemans.
Kells.
Hell yeah. So another thing we were talking about earlier, been playing a bunch of Mario Kart, and
Woohoo!
Wahoo! And I've also been getting back into Pokemon as well. I restarted Scarlet. Violet's one I have. Yeah, that one. And yeah, it's crazy how much of a upgrade the Switch 2 is over the Switch 1. It's like an actually playable game.
Did you get the $10 upgrade or just playing it just on the Switch too?
Nah, I've just been playing it just on the Switch too. I haven't like, is there really any need for the upgrade for it, or like?
It does make a noticeable difference. Graphics go up a bit. There is a much more consistent frame rate in handheld versus on TV. Because the main issue right now that a lot of the Switch 1 games are having is if they don't have a Switch 2 upgrade specific version, they will still run off of whatever configuration is native for the Switch 1 version. So anytime you're playing it handheld, it's going to run off of the Switch 1 handheld settings. So it's actually always going to be worse handheld as opposed to if you're plugging in. So if you're plugging into your TV, not going to make much of a difference to you because you're still going to see the actual performance differences. But if you're playing a Switch 1 game handheld, you're playing the least optimized version and not taking advantage of any of the newer hardware, unless you get one of those specific upgrade games.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been mostly playing mine dock, so I mean, maybe that's why I haven't noticed like too big of a difference, but I'll probably eventually cop onto that.
It's $10. I'll do it.
Yeah, and it's like, it'd be cool if that was like a featured game with was it the online expansion pass? Because isn't Breath of the Wild and
yeah, I almost bought those. I forgot about that. I almost brought that, but I forgot that Tears and Breath are both free with the expansion pass.
I feel like first party games like that should be like, or like
they won't be with Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. I wish they would be like Mario Odyssey, Pokemon.
I can imagine Mario, but I can't imagine the Pokemon games.
No, where that's technically owned by like 3 different companies, it kind of makes sense from a rights perspective, but
right.
Yeah, well, they're all like some of the biggest companies in the world, so they can all eat shit whenever it comes to profits and profit sharing.
But I'm glad you said that because I was gonna go and buy the upgrades for the Zelda games, but it sounds like don't bother because I technically have them free.
Yeah, I almost bought them. I was like literally like on the checkout screen. I saw membership somewhere. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So
yeah, no, when we were talking about like the membership shit this weekend, I was looking at it and I was like, surely I'm reading this wrong. Are you telling me you get Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild?
Right. Did we get you in there yet, or did I forget to?
No, I think it was on me because the email I gave you technically wasn't my Nintendo account email. The email that I have is an old one that I don't have access to at all.
Okay.
So I said, fuck it. I deleted that old account, made the new account with the email. So
Okay. And
yeah,
you sent
whenever
that one to
you
me,
can,
right?
that'd be
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try to see that tonight.
Yeah, my
Yo,
wife would murder me.
Kyle's
She's
in the
been trying to
chat.
play Mario Kart.
Kyle's in the
Kyle.
chat saying Pro Controller 2
Something,
owns.
Kyle.
Who got the welcome tour? I have not. I've been curious. I've heard it's actually kind of a charming game.
Absolutely not. I'm not paying money for a fucking tech demo.
I heard it was
Fuck off.
it was a cute game though too. But we'll
Like
see.
as good as Astrobot was on PS5, I wouldn't have fucking paid money for that.
I would've put
$10
$10.
for a game upgrade or $10 for welcome tour.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, see, Kyle's saying it too. He's saying it's not a tech demo. That's what that's what I'm hearing because I was on the same boat. I'm not doing that. I actually heard it was like a pretty cute game. So.
Or why not include that one with the expansion online? Like I don't know.
Or included it all.
Well, yeah, they were talking. I mean, those stories came out right. How Nintendo's really does not like putting packaging
Like
games,
Reggie had to talk him into it.
which is crazy, right? Because I don't think the Wii would have sold. I mean, I still
No,
think it
that
would have
was,
sold
like,
well,
the
but the
main
Wii Sports
focus.
being in it blew it up.
People
100.
literally bought the console combo, and that was it. That was their entire Wii library, was the fucking Wii Sports that it came with.
And if you had to tell the old people you had to buy this and this game, they probably would, like not all of them obviously, but you lost people.
Yeah.
Kyle said it's Digital Foundry, the video game. Interesting. I haven't heard it described like that.
That is interesting.
I'll probably grab it tonight. Actually, I'm kind of bored. Kyle, I'm gonna see you sometime this summer, so I'll let you know. Also, you should come on the podcast to replace Kells when he has to go watch Spider-Man, Superman.
Fucking Kel's getting the real advanced screening. Goddamn.
I know.
Do not to side tangent, but all the stuff. Shouts to my LA homies out there. I am so tempted, even like all like the last couple days, even like now. I'm like, dude, I can, right? I'm like, I could just get in my car right now and drive out there and I can go help everyone out, bro. Like, I really want to. It's just, I don't know if I can do 12 hours right now. Like, I can. I don't know if I can, you know what I mean? But me and the girlfriend were at the market today, and I'm like looking because obviously you got all the market people out there, and I'm like, I'm grabbing a Mexican poncho and a flag. I'm gonna get myself a based ass picture out there, dude. Because shouts to everyone out there, dude. Those pictures go so hard. I'm like, fuck yeah, brothers, keep getting it. Kyle said he was out there downtown earlier. Hell yeah.
Good shit.
I'm gonna go out there if it's happening soon. If I impulse it, I'll let you know and we'll go do some shit. If not, it'll be sometime later this summer, but I'll let you know. Anyway, Kels, anything else? You playing Pokemon?
Pokemon, Mario Kart. I literally just copped Dune before we hopped on, so I'll have that for next week to talk about, and that's it.
Was Dune not in Game Pass?
No, it so they did like it's so nefarious. So instead of the early access, they're calling it advanced access. So if you bought like the deluxe edition or whatever, it's been out for a week already, and it just like officially launched today. And yeah, I don't think it's on Game Pass at least. I wish it'd been tight.
Anything else?
No, that's it. What you got?
So I did do that Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
I've been
You
playing
haven't played it yet, have you?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, or have you? Or
Yeah, I
is
have.
your
I
friend
got.
played?
I never beat it. I got to the last Divine Beast and stopped.
You don't even need to kill those. Just head straight for the castle.
Yeah, you
good.
Yeah,
can,
don't be
right?
a coward.
You really can.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
But yeah, no, I'm doing that. So I'm replaying Breath of the Wild, and I don't remember anything about that game. Apparently, like I'm like I don't remember that game. It was fun. I had a really good time. Do not remember almost anything about that game. Apparently, got lost at the very beginning, as in usual fashion, which I don't think I've ever told. Don't I ever think I told you this story, at least, Kells, about my time as a high schooler with Fallout 3?
Oh no.
Yeah, David knows the story. I was there chilling my 360 and they're talking about Fallout. I'm like, yeah, okay. And my friend let me borrow it. I get out. I'm playing through Fallout. All right. I leave the vault, and I apparently don't go the right way. Upon replay, I didn't realize there's a giant sign just pointing you like that way.
This way.
Yeah. I did not catch that. And so I ended up like, I think Gray something. I forget what the town is called. Or something like that. I was in like the bottom right corner of the map with like these crazy ass fire ants that just kept one-shotting me, and I got stuck. And I was like, all right, I think I'm done. And that was my story of Fallout.
You didn't have the classic go to Megaton and commit mass murder.
No, my story was go the opposite direction and be killed by a bunch of fire ants, and then that's it.
Classic.
Right. So it's still peaking out. I'm still definitely the same kind of person. So I was lost in the first couple hours of Breath of the Wild because I was like, I know I got to get there. What the fuck? And it's because I walked literally all around the entrance.
Right past the church or some shit.
There was like a gated entrance that had like the spicy the chilies you needed to like stay warm, and they were at the entrance of there, proper game design. But because Breath of the Wild, you can literally just do whatever the fuck you want. It does not hold your hand really. I was like climbing the mountain. And my favorite thing in Breath of the Wild, actually, this is my favorite part of Breath of the Wild. I like climbing the mountain, and I like looking at the geographical like little parts where you can like. If you don't have that much stamina, you can like put a foot there and rest for a second, right? And then keep going. And so I'm climbing like all these crazy mountains with like no stamina bonuses. Like I've upgraded my stamina once so far. I'm climbing all these places I should not be at because I'm just like finding all these little nook and crannies to get up there. But yeah, that's what I was doing. So I was like walking into the area, but I'm like, I'm getting cold. What the fuck? And it was yeah, because I didn't go to the main entrance of there and find the chilies there. But since then we're good. I've also conceded. I'm putting my weird gaming brain aside. I'm just gonna play this with a guide. I'm I'm not proving I'm not proving anything to anyone else. I played this game technically once already before, even though I don't remember the thing about it. But I have a shrine guide up there. I'm like, I'm just knocking these shrines out as soon as they're coming across me. Kind of pointing my way. I'm not doing like to a T, right? But I have a shrine guide out there, like just on my computer, like by my side. To like, if I'm walking somewhere, there's one nearby. I'm gonna knock it out.
More to keep you on track.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'm still exploring a lot. Like I've definitely been exploring a ton. Like I haven't gotten to the first divine beast yet, but I'm like on my way to I just talked to my first. I don't know a lot of Zelda terminology. The Zora.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The fish people.
Saigon?
Yeah, I just talked to the first one at the base of one of the towers. I'm like right there, and I just paused to get on the podcast. So I'm making my way. Gonna get through that, and then I'm thinking of after that probably Expedition 33 or Cyberpunk. And I'm thinking I might do Expedition, and I'm thinking for Cyberpunk, I might go Cyberpunk on console with the PS5 and start transferring a save back and forth with that in the Switch. And make that kind of experience just to test it out and see how it is. Because
yeah, I have a buddy that just recently hopped back into Cyberpunk, and he's been singing its praises. So
yeah, no, I've heard good stuff, but I want to play it on handheld, right? Like I'm not gonna play Cyberpunk on docked Switch when I have like the PS5 there or the Xbox there with both. I have copies on both of them too, with the same stuff at a less performance,
Fair.
So, and then did some Mario Kart World. That game, I've not played any free roam yet. I just went through all the Grand Prix to get all the race maps, so I got through all of them. I love Knockout Tour is great. That's a really fun mode. Didn't know that to 3-star those, you have to be first the entire race. At every checkpoint, you have to hit first, which is really fucking hard in this game because you get blue shelled multiple times. So the rubber banding in 150cc Grand Prix is insane. Yeah, no, so that is a big thing too. The rubber banding in World is actually kind of fucked up. You'll get hit by something, and granted, it did nerf a lot of the stuff too. So like if you get hit, it doesn't really like slow you down as much. Like the lightning is like a real quick thing. But either way, you get hit, you go from first to like 14th right away.
So it's almost best to just sandbag again.
There's so many people
Well,
you can't
knock out.
Oh, in knockout you can't. Knockout you
Oh,
because you have to be like at the top half
Interesting.
of the thing the entire time.
Gotcha.
And then in terms of like the Grand Prix, you're not sandbagging because there's 23 other people ahead of you. It's like it doesn't matter. You can have 3 red shells. You knock out 3 people. Cool, you're 21st place, right? It doesn't matter. So it's interesting the way it's doing it, but yeah, it's tough. Kyle said if you drift at all on Grand Prix, the CPO will kill you. Drifting is a bit tough. It's different. It's definitely different. It's not as rewarding as 8 Deluxe. Like a lot of stuff got nerfed.
That's the first thing I noticed too. That's the first thing I noticed. I feel like drifting was very much nerfed.
Right. So World is fun. The courses are just not as bombastic or as intricate because it's open world now, which and I felt it in my bones when I was thinking about it when I first saw the reveal. It kind of has that Burnout Paradise issue with me where Burnout, every other Burnout is great because it has like a track built for Burnout, but then you have Paradise, which is the whole city, and it has to block off certain parts of it. It doesn't feel as like this is a like really tunnel vision in a good way, I guess. I forgot the word is, but it doesn't really have like
it's
a
not
vision.
specifically designed for it.
I kind of disagree though. I feel like some of the maps are like way more intricate than like maps that they're the most intricate maps that we've had in the whole series.
And I will say with a caveat here in a second, but Kyle does say every track is Mount Wario now. It does feel like that. There's a lot of those kind of tracks. But my biggest caveat with that I say that yes, the tracks aren't as bombastic or as crazy. The caveat on that, the big asterisk, is that the meta for Mario Kart World is actually cracked. Like
it's Mario Kart Track Mania.
Yeah. There are videos of people on a Mario Kart race where they don't touch a track for 30 seconds. You can there's you can wall bounce and grind. There's like a lot of alternate routes. There's a and I know you're not gonna understand because let me see. Hold on. There was a good tweet I just saw today, David. I'll show you. It's only a couple. Let's see. Hold on. Where people are just like people are optimizing these tracks. It's just kind of insane. Let's see. Copy link. So watch this, David.
And then let's hope it actually works. Hey, Twitter is working this time.
I'll put it over mine right now. But like you're gonna get crazy like things like this.
Yeah, this is just a Tony Hawk game. This isn't a kart racer anymore. This is Tony Hawk. What the fuck?
Right, but like normies are gonna be racing on the actual track, right? Like that doesn't matter. But everyone else that's like gonna be playing this game for the next 5-6 years are gonna have these crazy optimized like routes to do.
Well, the thing about it too, though, is like, sure, that's crazy optimized, but as soon as they get hit with a lightning,
that's fair. That's fair. I we're watching it, but at least time trials are gonna be kind of fun to watch.
Oh no, for sure.
But it's kind of cool to see how this goes and see how that works out. There's a lot of depth to the levels on that end, but I don't know. After having put over 100 some hours into 8 Deluxe, each track had a very isolated personality to it because it had to. Whereas, and I actually had some of my esports alumni come over this weekend to play, and one of them said it kind of interestingly. Some of the maps, and very lightly he meant it, lack a little bit of personality because part of it for like the first like 6 or 7 of each race is spent in the previous track driving away from that. You know what I mean? So I
think that's for some of the Grand Prix, like the earlier Grand Prix, like the one with Moo Meadow and shit. Like 3 of the maps feel like just
Moo Meadow.
The meadows. Yeah.
It's like almost like it feels like not even 2 different maps.
Right. And then like but usually in all the Grand Prix, I feel like the last race is like the big one.
There is a really fucking cool map, David. There's a really cool track where it's a retro take on Donkey Kong that has a fucking boss battle.
DK Spaceport. I love that one.
It has a boss battle at the end where like this DK is throwing barrels down and you're driving, having to bob and weave the barrels.
Do you remember the game Split Second for like?
Yes,
it's like that.
Yeah, that's actually
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool moments like that happened. And also shout outs to the Rainbow Road peak. Love it. We're back, boys. It's been a long time since we had
I'm super stoked for it.
It's been a long time since we had a good original Rainbow Road, right? Because 8 Deluxe, I did not care for the Rainbow Road. Really, it's so funny. Like they had to like add everyone else's Rainbow Road in that game to make everyone be okay with it. Just how much people didn't really care for it. But the new Rainbow Road's sick. I love it. It's funny too because like, there's even like in the credit screen, there's even like newspaper articles saying Rainbow Road is back. Which actually there's someone on Twitter. I gotta go look. There's someone on Twitter that digs out the story of Mario Kart. Like if you look at like all the background details and stuff, and how I forget what the story is behind Rainbow Road, but there's some story reason as to the why it was gone, and how the Toads had to recreate a Rainbow Road through the space station there or something like that too. It's so funny. But anyway,
do you have like? Okay, so I started like at first it wasn't noticeable, but after a while, like I kind of don't like the roster here as well.
I like the roster. I hate the way you have to pick.
Well, it just sucks because we don't have any like the squids. We don't have Link.
So we're not going to get them, at least for not for a long while, if anything.
No, so you got to buy them again. That's got to be DLC,
right? So we're not getting that. I do think, even though I know the mass majority hate the Coop kids, I think we're missing the Mario side of it, right? We're missing like
for sure.
I don't know. I get it, but also
I'm curious. What does this roster look like?
The only thing I really hate about the roster is I hate that costumes count as a whole character.
That too.
It's really fucking annoying.
What the fuck?
So like when you have like when you have Luigi dressed up as something, it takes a whole character slot.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, Waluigi in a fucking sombrero, whole new character slot. What the hell?
Yeah, I'd rather just flip through that like a Smash costume, you know?
And why does Waluigi get the sombrero but Mario doesn't get the sombrero?
Because that's racist.
Yeah, why is it
Waluigi? It's fine. He's evil, so
yeah.
All right, so yeah, let's see here. So we got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Toad, Toadette, Koopa Troopa, Wario, Waluigi, the babies of all the main characters, Pauline, Shy Guy,
Yoshi.
Duck Young, Daisy, Rosalina, Lakitu, Birdo, King Boo, and Bowser Jr. What a standard roster.
Well, that's not all of them too, because then after that you have like all the mobs.
Oh yeah, and then as for creature racers, you can race as any of the following: Goomba, Wiggler, Drybones, Hammerbro, Nabbit, Piranha Plants, Sidestepper, Monty Mole. Fucking, where's Thwomp? Why can't you play as the fucking Thwomp?
Thwomp or a Chomp Chomp either.
The fuck? 0 out of 10.
Shouts to Cal though. Cal is GOAT.
Yeah, Cal, and I love the dolphin too. The
Dolphin's fun. I am my spiritual successor to Yoshi on Yoshi Kart. I've only played Yoshi on Yoshi Kart in 8 Deluxe. I kind of am inclined to do Dolphin on Dolphin bike for World, but I am very much a Cal main right now. Anyway, so to go back, yeah, so 3-starring things is tough as fuck. It's really hard to get first place in everything just because of just how many people are on there. Like you will get blue shelled at some point. There are times where even in like, you'll get like people will get like straight up stars in like 3rd place too. But actually I saw a clip today of
stars are super rare too. Like we were playing for a few hours the other night and only got 1 star between me and my wife both playing.
I got a handful, but yeah, it's a little bit more rare, I think, just because you could probably run around everywhere with that. It kind of cause a lot of chaos. I saw a clip today of someone in knockout mode had a blue shell and got to first, and he was in first place, and he's like, "What happens if I shoot a blue shell when I'm in first place?" Shot it and he hit himself. And then he started cracking up, and then one of his commenters on there said, "What happens if I shoot myself with this gun?"
What happens if I do this?
Right. But yeah, so it's a 3 stars on knockout tours actively fucking tough. Like you have to stay in first for every checkpoint. There's like 6 checkpoints, but if you get second in one of them, you're not getting 3-star.
I was wondering what the requirements were for the stars because we were just getting willy nilly. I was like, what the fuck?
It's first place. So
Right.
so 3 stars on Grand Prix is getting first place and everything. But knockout tour is fucking tough. So actually, we found out the strat for us to get 3 stars in knockout tour is it's got to be 3 or 4 players, and you gotta whoever gets there first, whoever gets first place in the first one, the other 3 have to create a wall for them. So
Protect at all costs.
yeah, you're protecting the president on that. So I was doing that. I got first on there, and so like my crew, they're just like spreading out. They're trying to knock out other people. One of them, they're sitting the backside of blue shell at me, and one of them had the bell, so he sniped the bell out before it, or sniped the shell before it got me. And then we realized when one of them got the blue shell, they just held on to it because there can't be 2 blue shells on at once.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So by the time we're on the last checkpoint, it was them. They were all fighting in this giant mob, and I was so far ahead. Like I could have probably got sniped by a couple blue shells and still been good. So that's if you want to be completionist, and you're having a tough time. That's the strat right there. Get the crew, and you're playing Protect the President. It's a good time.
That actually kind of sounds fun to me because that was always the fun thing with the Sonic racing game. There was the fact that it was co-op for its story mode, and that was a lot of what we did. Is we had one of us that was really good at kart racers, and the rest of us' job was basically just make sure nothing happens to them.
Yeah. But I like World. I think people are gonna say it's worth $80 or not. Like it doesn't matter. It's all subjective.
I was literally about to just ask you that if you think it's worth $80.
Oh, I forgot that it's $80. Fuck that.
Well, it's 50 for us, which that's a big giant circle on that. We got it for 50 because we got the bundle with that. For $80, I'm already gonna be a Mario Kart person regardless. So I probably would have got it anyway.
Well, I paid $80 because I wanted the physical copy of it.
Right. But I guess you'd be a better question for this then, right?
Kind of, but also not really, because I got it fully knowing that I'm gonna have fun with it, but I'm not going to be the one putting my time into it. If I ask my wife like a month from now, she'll probably agree and be like, "Yeah, it was worth it."
Okay.
Because that's entirely her jam. She's been bugging me like, "Hey, when are we getting online for it?" It's like, yeah, well, if he doesn't pull through, I'll just fucking do like the month or weekly pass or whatever, and we'll just get you going because she's been dying for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get that tonight. But yeah, no, I think so, and I think it's getting an unfair rap from people because it looks the same, brother.
Yeah.
I can look at any Call of Duty and say the same, right? If I'm not in that market, you know, like, look, it's just another Mario Kart game. Okay, it's another Call of Duty game. It's another story game. Like, I don't know. That's such a dumb argument to me. And then it's also tough because people are like, oh, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is better. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had 13 years of development on it, you know, like.
Yeah.
And it's deluxe. It's like the full package.
There's 100 tracks on there. There's a billion characters on there. That's because it got there. Obviously, like rationally, there's no shot that this game has more content than that game, right? Like building.
It's like whenever we inevitably get the next Smash, comparing it to Ultimate, it's gonna be a moot
which
point.
people are gonna do, and they're already idiots for that, right?
Right.
Now, if you say what you feel about the open world, I know some people like it, some people don't. It's kind of barren, but there is a kind of a chill vibe to it. Also, there's side missions in the world too, which is kind of cool. But I think if you're a Mario Kart fan and you're that's your thing, then yeah, it's a good time. But I think that people just give it an unfair merit for biases that they're not quite rationalizing, you know.
For sure.
Ultimately, anyone who does the blanket like everyone who pays for this is stupid, you're dumb. Like that's already stupid.
Yeah.
There was some guy that wanted to argue with me for so long about it. I just didn't. I didn't care. It's like, brother, if I got the time out of it, if I get 100 hours out of this game, that's worth it. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm not gonna say, oh, that always confuses me, right? It's like people. It's like kind of reminds me whenever Monster Hunter comes out. It's like I can't believe that's it. 300 hours in the first week. I'm like, brother, you spent $70 on 300 hours of entertainment for that, like, and you say it's not, then you're crazy. Go do anything else in real life and tell me how much value you get out of that, you know?
Right.
And this is gonna be a game I'm gonna go back to for years. So personally,
Yeah.
it's worth it for me. I get it. If cart's not your game, then don't do it. Obviously, if you're on the fence, then wait it out, because I'm sure there'll be other stuff added to it. Like give it a couple years, and 8 Deluxe is still there. Stick to your Switch One and play 8 Deluxe. It's still great.
Kels wants to know, or not Kels, goddamn. Kyle wants to know if any of us have used the game chat. No, because I don't socialize.
No, I don't care.
No, I haven't fucked with it yet either.
There's a whole button on there that I might never push.
I've accidentally pushed the button a lot because muscle memory, it's exactly where the home button originally was. So I keep going on. I'm like, wait, no, why is it trying to pull up? Yeah.
Oh, on the Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, on the Joy-Cons, it's exactly where the home button originally was. They pushed the home button up a little bit, so it's almost right under the fucking joystick now, which is a bit more inconvenient to get to.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Have you used that GameCube controller any yet?
Did I? I did a little bit, I think, in F-Zero. We did play F-Zero. So I ran the alumni, some of them youngins in F-Zero, and they're like, oh my god, it's like, this is a hard game, gentlemen. this is what I did back in the day, and they were having a hard time. I thought it'd be fun, so I made them run expert. So they're getting their asses kicked on there, dude. It's so funny. Kyle, so today I learned you can reprogram the C button.
Yeah, all the buttons are reprogrammable from the console itself, which is going to be great once we start getting some real fighting games hitting the console.
Yeah, and I just realized that you could swap the B and the A on it as well, too.
Yes.
I had no clue until I was just fucking around going through the settings. I'm like, oh, shit.
So now, if you have that partner that gets confused on the buttons when going from Xbox to Nintendo, you can just set it back to Xbox and call it a day.
Are they tied to profiles?
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
That'd be cool. So you're thinking about the series controllers having those different profiles on a whim. You can just push a button and have it a whole different control scheme. Love that.
Speaking of which, this isn't really news, but it's news. This is going to be funny for Evo. Sony announced today that they're going to start rolling out updates that'll make it so that way your controller can stay synchronized to multiple consoles at a time.
Right.
So shout outs to when Evo happens or any other fighting game event and people just are keeping their controllers synchronized to all the consoles at the event.
PM.
The time will be 7 p.m. when it happens.
That is nifty though for anyone that just has those, like living room console or bedroom console, but
yeah, or like in the case of like for me, like going from PC to the console or something.
Right. Let's see. So yeah, but knocking out Breath of the Wild, knocked out some Mario Kart, did some GameCube stuff. Yeah, that's it. David.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. We got news. We got two big things I want to talk about. We of course had the fucking Summer Game Fest this past weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. But there's a little bit of wrestling news I want to talk about real quick. Just because this was such a wild thing to fucking see unfold in real time. All right, so beloved wrestler to fans and to everyone behind the scenes, Ron R-Truth, Truth Killings, was let go from WWE. He and a few other people were just unceremoniously let go. Their contracts weren't renewed, and they were just told, all right, get the fuck out because we spend too much money on you, is really what it boiled down to. And it was wild because I have never ever in the history of being a wrestling fan seen anyone have such an outpouring as R-Truth has had for his being let go. Fans, wrestlers, there was not a single negative thing to be said about this man. Everyone was fucking heartbroken. And about a week passed after he got let go. And suddenly we had our big pay-per-view event this past weekend there. We had Money in the Bank. And R-Truth returned. Basically, WWE was outright just fucking bullied into rehiring him. And I can't think of a single fucking time this has ever happened before where fucking WWE was bullied into rehiring a wrestler.
Well, not only that, but he's been re-Christianed as well, right? He's no
Yes,
longer
he is going
R-Truth.
back to his moniker when he was in TNA, which is just his name, Run the Truth Killings.
Which is cool because wouldn't that? I feel like that entitles him to like more royalties because it's not like a character owned by the WWE, right?
Yes. So it's kind of one of those weird things where it does entitle him to more, but he already owned a lot of stuff with himself. So like he actually wrote and produced his entrance song. So he actually licensed his entrance theme to WWE. So every time they use that, they pay him. And there are some wrestlers that have stuff like that. Like actually, AJ Styles, his logo and everything is licensed to WWE, and WWE has to pay him every time they use his logos and things. But basically, the direction they went with it is R-Truth, as he's been in WWE for the past 20 some odd years, has always been like a comedy character or a comedy leaning character. And so now that he's back, he's like, nah, fuck this. We're basically going Dark Brandon, and he's having basically like an almost a Stone Cold style run now, which is fucking wild to see. Also wild that like this dude's about to have like probably one of the best runs of his fucking career, and the dude's 53. Dude is in fucking shape. Dude can still go. Man does not look his age at all. Like goddamn.
Yeah, no, he looks in great shape.
And then it's even more embarrassing because you compare him to Cena, who's the same age. Actually, no, Cena's not 50 yet, because that was the whole thing. Is Cena wants to retire before he hit 50. So Cena is younger than R-Truth, and he is not able to go at all anymore. And it's fucking depressing to see. But yeah, so that was a fascinating thing. Just like I said, I've never in the history of wrestling seen someone that has never had a negative thing. Even all the wrestling reporting dirt sheets, everyone's like, there's not a single fucking person that has anything bad to say about this man. Which in an industry of fucking clowns and charlatans is fucking refreshing to see. But also the fact that the largest wrestling company in the world was bullied into rehiring a man.
So
You'll
good.
love to see it. All right. Anything you two want to go over before we go over Summer Games Fest shit?
Did you watch any of Worlds Collide?
I watched the Chad Gable and Vikingo match. Fucking Christ, that went hard. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
There was a fucking diving Canadian destroyer that just
Is that the one
looked
where
like...
he spiked him on the apron?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Fucking Christ.
I keep seeing memes about it's like Chad Gable keeps getting spiked on his head. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, no, that at this I saw fucking one joke. I'm like, I know Chad Gable likes to emulate Kurt Angle, but let's not have his neck go the same way.
Well, the only reason I knew anything about Worlds Collide is because I caught that the highlights from that lucha match with the new star of budding star for him, Mr. Iguana.
Yes, Mr. Iguana is fucking over like crazy right now. God damn.
He's like popping up everywhere. It's so funny.
But no, Worlds Collide was fantastic. It's the closest we'll get at this point currently to WWE doing like a Forbidden Door style thing. And you know what? Fucking, I really wish more companies would just do Forbidden Door style events. Anytime you get to do crossover promotions like that, just for the fun of it, is a fun time for everyone. But goddamn.
Yeah, it's really weird, like how open to that idea I feel like WWE is here recently, especially with all the cross promotion stuff they've been doing with TNA, with not only Joe but what's her name, Jordan, that just came over.
Jordan Grace. Well, I mean, she's now on WWE's roster. She actually just finally got brought up to the main roster from NXT.
Yeah, and aren't there a bunch of NXT people going over to TNW to cross promote that way as well now?
Yes, a NXT wrestler is actually the TNA champion right now.
Yeah, it's so weird, so funny to me.
Imagine going back in time into fucking 2006 and telling Jeff Jarrett one day a WWE wrestler is gonna be the champion of your company.
Dude, speaking of competitions, before we get to news for a second, shout out to my boy Mango, the Melee player. He just tweeted out yesterday, because he hasn't been doing well. He's not in the top 5 conversation currently, and so he was saying, trying to change my relationship with Melee to be positive and accept that everyone is so good and sometimes you just lose. But let me tell you something. I sat in the shower with my head down after the tournament for like 8 minutes. This next Mango research is gonna hit like crack. I like them, Matt. I like those anime moments. Just has like that.
Also, shout out to Mango
like,
for showering.
Yeah, that's probably not a super popular thing in that community. So shout outs.
The cards in Smash just sometimes just imagine them together. It'd be chaos.
The stinkiest room ever.
That's right. I still always laugh thinking about the remember that guy that went behind everyone's butt crack at the Magic convention taking pictures like that. It's like my favorite thing.
Kick that guy out. That dude created the best meme.
Maybe, dude, it's raising awareness. Like, how do you not feel that, dude? I'm sorry.
Raising awareness to raise pants.
Yeah. Get stuff belt. Anyway. We got a lot of those things to go through, David. So run it down.
All right, I thought I had a link up, but I do not.
Fair.
Oh yeah, and also at Worlds Collide, didn't they? Isn't it a new Octagon Junior? Isn't it like a?
Yes, there is a new Octagon Junior.
Dude,
there's also a new fucking oh crap! Why is it Laparca? We got a new Laparca as well.
I have his Lucha mask up there. That's the.
Yeah.
Did you see the stuff for the new iOS update that's gonna happen?
The liquid screen or whatever it is.
I don't like it.
Like I don't see any difference. Maybe I'm just the weirdo.
Oh, it's all transparent now.
Oh.
Here, hold
Yeah,
on.
that's weird.
Let me send you a link to that because I know David doesn't fuck with that. Cause you have an iPhone, Kels?
No, I'm an
Oh,
Android
okay,
boy.
okay. Well, at least look at that then.
My wife is the iPhone gal in the family.
Yeah, my wife was gonna switch to Android, but she had a trip to Mexico and didn't want to relearn a new OS on the trip.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that.
I don't like this at all. Anywho, David, break it down for us.
All right, so too much was fucking revealed, so I just have Polygon's biggest reveals fucking thing. If you remember something worth mentioning, just chime on in. This was like the very last thing at Xbox, I think. No, this wasn't at Xbox, it was something else. I don't know. Either way, fucking Resident Evil Requiem. We got to see that over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Than Heaven.
They tried to blue ball us.
Yeah, they're like, it needs more time to cook, so don't worry about it. Just kidding. You can worry about it. Here you go.
And it's a direct tie-in to Outbreak, right? Isn't Ashcroft a Outbreak character?
Yes, that whole shitty situation. Yes.
No, I'd love to have a new Outbreak or something back. That'd be cool. I feel like they could do something really neat with it nowadays.
I just don't want more weird, creepy incest twins. That's all I want.
Okay,
it's not more creepy, weird incest twins. Resident Evil was fine without it. Especially where, again, it all just boils down to what if we just did Wesker, but as creepy incest twins?
Right, let's just do that again.
We also got Stranger Than Heaven from the Yakuza studio. Good to see them doing some more shit. We got a new Scott Pilgrim game. This was a fun little surprise.
Yeah, that was out of left field.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mina the Hollower from the Shovel Knight devs.
Did you watch that Doki Doki meets Silent Hill game? Are you
game looks like shit. Your main character looks like they were slapped into a fucking Gmod situation because of how fucking out of place they look in the fucking world.
That's the one part that got me. Like everything else about it was super interesting until they slapped that last bit where you get to see the actual main character like with the world. It's like, ooh, are you sure?
Yeah, I don't like it. It just comes across like from everything I saw. I'm like, okay, so it's Stardew Valley, but you added a horror mod on it. Okay, sure.
Fair enough.
We got Lego Voyagers. That's a thing. This is from Annapurna publishing this one. Interestingly,
Yeah, Annapurna still, even though I still feel funky about them because they weeded everyone out.
Yeah.
Still, I can't deny that I'm still always interested in what they got.
We got more look at Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Fucking great to see more of that.
Nope.
Mafia, the Old Country.
That one looked really good too. I'm pretty stoked for that one.
We got to see the first gameplay premiere for Dying Light: The Beast.
Yeah, nice, cool.
We got the reveal for Code Vein 2, which was interesting.
Yeah, not my thing, but I remember that game got like pretty solid community on that, so that's cool.
I remember booting up Code Vein. I was like, oh, I'm really excited to try this game because I knew little about it. I'm like, oh, aesthetically it looks kind of neat. And I was like, oh fuck, it's a Souls-like, and then I stopped playing it.
It looks like it's one that would be fun, but it also doesn't look like one that necessarily needed or deserved a sequel. But I'm glad that those people have jobs and are actively working on something.
Yeah, I mean, if you like Souls-likes and you're like, you know what, none of the ones that are out there are an anime enough for me, fucking play Code Vein. From the 2 hours I put into it, it's basically the best way to explain it is, what if we made Souls-likes more anime? And it's fine. I definitely at that time was not in the mood for a Souls-like. We got Atomic Heart 2.
I'm really interested in that one because I feel like Atomic Heart 1 was a good proof of concept, but not maybe like the game we all thought it would be, right?
No, that one had a very troubled development too.
Yeah. It's also weird, like, I don't know. I feel like it was because it was one that kept on getting moved back, right? Moved back,
yes.
like quite a few times.
Yes, indeed it was.
But this one, it looks super interesting. I feel like they might have and hopefully learned a lot from the first one, and they're able to kind of like fully flesh this one out. Because the first one definitely felt like there were you could see where the invisible walls were, where they had to artificially cut the game up to make it work. You know?
Yep. Speaking of things that are going to be cut up and forgotten about, the Cube, another MMO shooter.
Well, the Cube, I don't think it's an MMO shooter, right? It's from,
that is what it has been billed as.
Well, it's also part of the Atomic Heart like universe too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's because it's also by Mundfish, but I guess it's like part of that world somehow.
Yeah, they have billed it as an MMO shooter.
Weird.
So I suspect that's going to be forgotten about pretty quickly. We also got Ill. Another little horror game, looked interesting. We got Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which is not only cross-platform, comes with Jorker from Persona 5, and comes with Steve from Minecraft, but it is cross-play on every console that it is launching on.
And Ichiban's in it too.
And Ichiban, and we got Hatsune Miku as well.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get Naked Kiryu.
Hell yeah.
This is the first time they're finally moving on from Kiryu to Ichiban for Yakuza reps.
I think so.
Yeah, it feels like it.
It's been a little while because they've always relied on Kiryu, but I feel like they gotta start stepping away from that if they're gonna move on.
Man is finally gonna be able to retire. It only took him 60 years, but he'll finally be able to fucking retire.
It's kind of funny, right as he's retiring, they're bringing back, like, didn't they just bring back Majima for
yeah, I think that's like a mid-quill in between somewhere though. Because I think that's supposed to be somewhere in between like 5 and 6, because they're in their 60s in 6.
Right.
So I doubt Majima in his retirement. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Majima, but I doubt Majima in his retirement years are going to go around being a pirate.
I could see that.
Speaking of weird fucking options, though, we got Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny, which is a crossover action RPG from fucking Nicktoons.
It's so weird.
And even more weird is that they're trying to make the entire cast like secret of who's going to be in there. But I guess they're going for like a classic D&D style of character classes. So having tanks, DPS, mages, healers. So curious how that one's going to work out. Unironically, I think the idea is there. It's just a matter of execution.
Right.
End of Abyss, a sci-fi action RPG. Oh, here we go. Something I actually care about. We got to see more of Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the new kind of Marvel beat 'em up game. Looks fucking great.
Hell yeah.
We got a new Wu-Tang game.
I love the reactions that just like straight gamers that have no idea. Like, what's a Wu-Tang? Like, oh no.
What console's that
We've
from?
hit that point. Yeah.
Yeah, don't they remember the PS1 Classic complete with the Wu-Tang controller? One day I'll have that controller, damn it. We got another MMO, Chrono Odyssey. Looks like an MMO. Oh, here we go. This game actually looked fucking cool as shit. Felt That Boxing. Muppets fucking Punch Out. Let's goddamn go. I'm excited for that.
It does look cool.
Fucking, it's the most distinct and different looking thing we saw all fucking weekend. It looks great.
I'm just a huge fan of video games that don't look like video games. Give me all of those.
Yeah. Have some fucking creativity. Don't be limited by just doing the same old shit. Speaking of which, there was this claymation looking game, Out of Words, that looked kind of neat. Unfortunately, it's going to be PC exclusive to Epic Game Store for a while, so sad day.
Womp womp.
The villain from Casino Royale will be in Hitman.
Yeah.
They showed off Wildgate.
Really quick,
Yo.
elusive targets are just the worst.
Oh, for Hitman?
Yeah.
I'm so soured on that game because like I want to like it because it's a genuinely really good game, like the bones of it, but I just hate the fucking release schedule for it, like what they did to those games.
Yeah, it got funky, but even at the end of the day, even if it's all there or whatever, I hate content that's there and it's gone and you can never play it again. That's
Yeah, like there's like a whole Conor McGregor level that they had that's no longer available after his like SA charges came out. They just took that completely out of the game.
Fuck him.
They should like change his name or something.
Yeah, I can't remember if they did, but I know for a while it was just not available. They just took it off stores. If you owned it, you could keep it, I think, but no more purchasing of it. It's like, okay, cool. I still don't have a complete game.
Yeah. It's always a little funky when that happens. Shoutouts to Destiny.
Oh man, there's one announcement I was going to talk about. I scrolled down to the bottom. I don't know why Polygon isn't talking about this, but one announcement that we saw that I definitely popped off for, even though it does look a little jank. But we, that game just don't. I said this to Adrian when the fucking trailer happened. I'm like, it makes me sad that this is the closest we're gonna get to fucking Stranger's Wrath sequel. Is this fucking series?
It does really give those vibes.
Say again.
That was the first thing.
He made the joke about High on Life too, and I'm like, it makes me. I said the same thing that I said to you, which is makes me sad that High on Life is the closest we'll get to a Stranger's Wrath sequel.
Yeah, unfortunately, honestly.
But the game reveal that I wanted to talk about next, and is not in this list for some dumb fucking reason, the Invincible game.
Yeah, I went back and watched that after you gave me the down low.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that was Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're on Xbox yet.
This is just a combined list of everything. Half the things I mentioned were at the Xbox
Where they
thing.
have, I was looking at something right now.
Yeah, I don't have a list of when shit happened. I'm just
Mm.
scrolling down a fucking list of like, here's just all the best shit. Because there was too much revealed for me to give a fuck about doing it all one by one.
Fair.
So that's why I was like, if there's something missing, fucking say something.
That's fair. Well, I mean, I don't know. I over the years, I feel like the mysticism of the E3 week has kind of like lost on me. I miss old E3 weeks. Like E3 weeks were always like something I would take off work to go do. You know, it's like I would back in my day, right? We would maybe I would get off work, I'd get a pizza, and it would be sit down and we watch like it was always what it was Xbox Sunday. It was like Ubisoft. Or no, or was it Xbox before that?
I can't.
Xbox used to not be Sunday. I think maybe it might have been Monday. There was like a lot of on, and then Nintendo was always Tuesday. I remember that Nintendo was always Tuesday morning. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm not really in that mode of where I get inundated with all these games. Granted, like I'll watch the Xbox ones because they've been doing solid on it. I'll watch Nintendo Direct or I'll skim through it. I find myself skimming through a lot of these now. It's like, yeah, that was cool, I guess. So when it comes to like, yeah, I think one of the standout ones was the Invincible one. Dave and I were watching that, and Dave was like, "This looks recognizable." I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. This does not look recognizable to me. And then you got a second that happens. That was sick. Flying through the car. And
Also,
gore. Hell yeah.
So this is being made by the Killer Instinct developers,
Yeah.
which explains some of the jankiness initially. But this is something that still got a little bit before it's released. Watching Maximilian's reaction, I went to go check that out, was fucking hilarious. Because the second the trailer starts, he just kind of like stops, and then he just giggles throughout the entire trailer. And it's like, oh, he fucking knew about this from the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
And then he kind of confirmed in a later stream that he's like, yeah, I've been under NDA about this for a fucking while. I'm friends with a lot of the developers on this. I was like, oh, okay.
That's good though. I think that being friends and having that kind of connection shows that they're linked up with that, you know.
Yeah, and also I have hopes for it. I don't like Killer Instinct, the modern one. I think it does have some components to it that just really irk me, but I do think that they do know how to put a lot of heart and soul into a game and how to support it.
It's a spectator game for sure.
I think it looks jank for me personally, but
yeah, my first thought was like, okay, this kind of gives vibes of like Xbox 360 arcade games.
Yeah.
Well, see,
or Mortal Kombat fighting games, which look honestly ass in action.
Well, I think the choppiness kind of felt like a little bit comic book intentional, though.
Sure. I mean, just like a lot of it felt like the hit reg looked kind of off. Stuff was like sliding around, so it's kind of like it just kind of gives the jank vibes. But I mean, that's not a bad thing. There's plenty of good fighting games on the arcade that were really fucking good. But it was just giving me kind of like Deadliest Warrior vibes.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
we
here
got
for it.
another Tag Fighter. It's a good time to be a Tag Fighter fan.
Everyone is giving us Marvel except Capcom.
And
I seen a meme too. It's like we're gonna get like 20 Superman and like 5 just actually.
Dude, that's literally what I was gonna say. Is realistically this is not canon. Yeah, and Rexplode against fucking Omni-Man. That's done in a quarter second. The fuck.
I mean, not every game can do like the One Punch Man game where it gives you a handicap, and then when Saitama appears, you just win.
I told them they did that wrong. They should. I told you that. I mean, I've said it 40,000 times. I know. Oh, funny enough, Invisible Versus on my Twitter right now. It should have been just give Saitama a regular fighting thing, but instead of a damage meter, it just says board meter. And then when it drains, he just gets bored and walks away, and you win. That should have been it. Like that way it stays realistic, I guess. You know. But yeah. I think it looks cool. I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna give it a shot for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll give it a shot. I just I think it looks a little janky, and I do have concerns because Again, I don't like King or goddamn, I almost like King of Fighters. I mean, I don't like King of Fighters really much either, but I don't like Killer Instinct, the modern one. But again, it's a studio that I know has a lot of passion for the genre and are definitely people that are going to put a lot of heart into it. So out of respect, I'll fucking grab it either way. But
hell yeah. Let's see. What else, David, you got?
Let's see, what else do we got here? Fucking. Oh yeah, we got another look at Gears of War there. Coming to PS5 confirmed. Love to see it.
Can we talk about the shitty part of the physical, quote unquote?
Yeah, so Gears of War as well as Ninja Gaiden 4, shout outs to that, are not going to be physical releases for Xbox. They will be code-in boxes when they hit store, and it's not confirmed if they will be physical fully for PS5 either, because Microsoft has already for PS5 made sure that Indiana Jones is basically just a key card. So even if it getting a release on PS5 is not a guarantee that the game will be on disc.
Even more of a reason to just get Game Pass instead.
I feel like
ironically,
that's where I mean, I feel like they've been always trying to like move towards that, right? Like that's what they ultimately want from us, but still, that's shitty.
It's shitty, but like truly, I have ever since the Series X, I've had Game Pass. It's the 120 some odd bucks a year, and you know what? At least I get the convenience of it.
No,
I've played a lot of games I wouldn't have tried
still.
otherwise.
Game Pass is great still, but I mean that's kind of how I feel with Switch too. I'm not inclined to buy any games that are game keys.
Yeah, what cuck would do that?
Yeah, right. How am I the holdout on that? Y'all are ridiculous. Never in a million years did I think that. I thought like going in, I was like, I'd be the one like, yeah, I don't really give a shit. I mean, like ultimately, there's a large part of me still doesn't, but I'm infinitely less inclined to get a game key if I can help it.
I'm a sucker for Bravely, so I couldn't help myself.
Disgusting.
Like honestly, if there was ever an SMT game that was only on fucking Switch and it was only a game card key, I'd probably fucking cave and grab that as well. But
disgusting. I don't want to hear your nonsense telling me about anything now. You folded like a fucking. You just folded so quick. I don't want to hear it.
Nah, I'm still gonna bitch. It's what I do.
You folded. Anything else, David?
Nuts. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking shit.
There is. Go down that list some more.
No, fuck off. There's too much. I'm not going down and listing all this shit one by one. This is fucking dumb. I don't know.
300 episodes. You haven't figured it out yet.
Street Fighter 6 3 DLC. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. When we're talking about like one specific event, cool. Just fucking go down the list, talk about it, especially because usually at least like half the shit is something everyone's interested in. We're talking about a whole fucking weekend of dumb shit being announced. I'm not going one by one through everything over a fucking weekend of announcements.
Hey,
yeah, Street Fighter shit, god damn it. Street Fighter 6 DLC, shouts to Kenny Omega for cosplaying all the fucking characters. Dude actually looks weirdly good bald. Fucking, I don't know. There was like two other things. I don't fucking remember. Who cares?
Kels, do you like Lil Wayne?
I mean, a little bit. A little bit.
Did you hear about his new album?
Oh yeah, the new Carter.
Trash.
I haven't heard anything about it. Oh yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
It's got like maybe one or two, and the rest it's like embarrassing.
Who would have thought?
I mean, he's just embarrassing.
I think my favorite tweet that I saw was it's like Lil Wayne saw the Super Bowl announcement, said, "All right, you want to fuck it? I'm gonna go see it and show these guys why they're right." Like, ouch. All right. Xbox wise, I'm trying to think about the Xbox. I'm gonna get an Xbox One because I'm a little more in tune with that one. Clockwork Revolution, I like seeing that. That was
looks great.
Yeah, that I like getting more in depth on that one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, usually I'd be worried about like the RPG aspects, but this is In Exile and Wasteland 3 had great RPG aspects. So I'm like, okay, they have
Yes.
that down pat. So I'm just worried about the shooting. Like, will they get that? And if they can nail both on both ends, this game's gonna be fantastic.
I mean, the gameplay that they showed was very much giving me Bioshock Infinite vibes.
Right.
I'm sold.
I'm just hoping it's not a situation where they bite off too much and then they can like actually chew. But from the looks of it, it looks like they're cruising. More power to them. I'll support anything that studio does. Huge Wasteland fan.
Agreed.
Let's see. We got Hollow Knight peeking out.
Yeah, they remembered it existed.
I love that the team came out and clarified. They're like, we're not only gonna be on
right
this. I just know they were getting a shitstorm of questions.
Right. Imagine the fucking chaos. I didn't. This thing came out and I thought it looked fucking dope actually. And the more I thought about, like, that's literally the kind of game I think I would love. Super Meat Boy 3D.
Hell yeah.
It does look really interesting. I wonder how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I was thinking about it when I watched it. I just never until the moment presents itself. Like, if you ask me like what my favorite genres are, I never really say 3D platformers. But like when it gets down to it, I fucking love 3D platforms. That I don't know why. And so I love Super Meat Boy. Not really too much of a 2D person though. But when you get me on a 3D Super Meat Boy, I think I'm in on that one, like for sure. David was hyped about Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah, that game looked fucking great.
Beast of Reincarnation, shouts to Game Freak.
Still unable to fucking develop a game with a stable frame rate. Love to see it, especially as it's a Souls-like.
Right, but it's so funny. Just Nintendo fans are like, "What the fuck? What's this shit? Why can't we have that?"
That's my favorite part. Is like all the reactions. People like, "Oh, this looks like Game Freak," and then it pops up like, "What the fuck?"
They're trying so desperately to not be a one-trick pony, and they're still failing at it.
Grounded 2.
That unironically looks pretty fun too. I never played Grounded 1, but it looked like a really chill game to probably play with the homies. So I can't wait for 2.
I played a little bit of 1 with that. It's not really my game, but shouts to that. Bloober showed up with Chronos.
Yeah,
I think, and PC Gamer said the same thing I said. Very, very Dead Spacey. For whatever.
Oh, and there are no ghosts at the Grand. That one looks fun.
Yep.
It's like somewhere in between Ghostbusters and Power Wash Simulator.
Right. That one looked cool. David was super hyped about solo leveling.
Fuck solo leveling. I'm so fucking pissed.
Tony Hawk
Shuds.
3 and 4 looks good. We got Persona. It was not called Rewind, it's called Revival.
Yes, shout outs to that obviously hastily thrown together trailer because the original voice actor for you basically spoiling that the game exists, and Atlas were like, oh fuck, we gotta publicly acknowledge this game's existence now.
I mean,
I wonder how hard the Final Fantasy devs are fucking scrambling now after that one got named Revival.
Oh, is that what we were saying? What was Final Fantasy 7? Or yeah, what was the last supposed to be? Revival? Is that what we said?
Yeah, that's what we were guesstimating.
Revision.
Right.
Redone.
I mean, I still think Rewind makes a lot of sense too with the whole like TV thing, but I guess it's reviving a thing in there too. So I guess
Revivals are a common thing for like television shows to be referred to as.
So I said, David.
Right.
No.
Double Fine showed up.
Yes, it's been a while since we've seen them.
Yeah, so I was saying we were doing that. When they got acquired, it was them finishing up Psychonauts. So taking into consideration the turnaround time for games now, this is their first time really working with Microsoft on a new IP under their helm, and really not having that weight of if our game does bad, we're getting closed, boys. So I was expecting something weird, and it looks weird.
Yeah, I really feel like Psychonauts 2 kind of brought them like a lot of good grace and gave them a lot of rope to kind of do what they want.
Right.
Still got to play that.
Me too.
I adored Psychonauts
one.
1 and just never got around to 2.
Exactly. Same.
I'm so glad. So then for the final trailer, was getting all revved up, right? Is looking really cool, and I'm glad I wasn't the only one because other people were like, "Why? Who is this? Is this some weird Alan Wake thing?" Because the dude was looking like an Alan Wake kind of motherfucker. And it's Black Ops 7.
Well, and they also said like they've been with us from the very beginning. It's like, oh shit, what are they doing here? Who are they announcing?
Well, they meant that for next year.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I don't care where they meant that for.
So, looking at the cards, and that's what I was to say, right? Each Xbox Showcase last couple of years have been kind of bangers, honestly. Like they've been solid, and I think this might be one of the weaker ones of them now. But Phil Spencer came out and kind of reiterated that, saying we have Gears of War in play right now. We have Fable in play right now. We have Forza in play right now, and then they haven't said it, but they're kind of winking and nodding at it, saying, and then a franchise has been with us since the beginning. So they're saying Halo without saying Halo.
Yeah, and there's been data leaks already from Sony servers that basically show that we're getting a Halo over there.
Yeah, so the rumbling is getting a Halo 1 remake, but like retold. Like,
and in Unreal 5, right?
Yes, it's gonna be Unreal, but it's gonna be like different personalities of character. I don't know. It's gonna be like one of those almost like Disney remakes, almost. I'm hearing of this.
I don't like that.
Neither do I, but also I don't know. I guess I'll try it, but
like I can see tweaking the story in the sense of like, okay, we now have all this continuity. You can more like directly reference like the events of Reach in there.
Sure.
There's a lot of other things you can maybe throw in, but
Chief's supposed to have a personality now, maybe, right? Make him have a personality with there. And then if you do
I don't like that.
If you read the novels, there's a lot more to it.
Well, the whole thing with him having a personality is because it's a development over like 6 games. So unless they pull some timey-wimey bullshit and like Chief falls through a portal back to where the very beginning. That's the.
It's literally just the plot to fucking Mortal Kombat 1. We got sent. We sent ourselves.
We're getting Halo 1.
I say it kind of feels like Loki to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm saying it. That's the only way I could see them making that work. Because if they functionally change any of the characters, but they're just like, no, it's just a retelling, people are gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, it's a silver timeline.
You know what? Fuck it. Just give us Master
Chief
Chief Collection.
TV show.
Fuck it.
We're getting the Halo, the TV show, the game.
Oh my god.
Halo TV, the game.
Halo by Paramount, the game.
Well, I mean,
watch Chief clap these cheeks.
It won't be completely out of left field. I mean, we still. I have read the books, and like the books do go a lot more in depth with Chief and all that too. Like Chief has a personality in the books. Not in the games, in the book. Well, not in the early games at least. Definitely in the books. So I mean, it really depends. I don't expect them to do like book shit though in there. So like that's kind of me talking about ass right now. But that's all rumor and speculation, right? I would put some credence on it. If only that like this would be our second remake of Halo, but then also that technically would be our second remastering of Gears of War, and it's the same game too. So I don't know.
Just don't change it.
Yeah.
Just give it. Literally, all we fucking need on PlayStation. Just give us the Master Chief Collection. Here you go. Bam.
Well,
now
that would be ideal, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to take the bias out of it. Halo 1 would not stand today with the current market.
No, that's why you just say, here you go, have the Master Chief Collection. Bam.
No, I know, but if you're gonna like make a full budget thing, like, well, I'm looking at the way Gears of War is doing right now, right? If they're thinking of doing that, like going back and just like polishing everything out like crazy like that, like think of it like Gears of War, which is like Halo. Yeah, like that would be cool, but Gears of War gameplay is gonna be, and I think they mentioned, right, they're remaking the gameplay too of Gears of War with that as well. It's not gonna be just like a 1-for-1.
I think
Well, 'cause
so.
I think
they
they're
did
bringing
mention.
back like a lot of the quality of life stuff from like 3 and forward.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Just bringing it.
I can imagine it'd be a lot more different with just because I mean Halo from like 1 to Infinite's very different, you know?
Yeah, you have a sprint in Infinite.
Yeah. So I wonder what they do because I don't think you can't just make the same exact formula with Halo 1 and put it there and make it a $80 game. Shouts to Outer Worlds 2. Make it $80 and expect like people won't buy that. It won't work. So it'd have to be like a lot more polished up in there too. And to be fair, I have always felt like the gameplay of 343 or sorry, Halo Industries now, is a lot more fluid with things now versus like Halo 1, 2, or 3.
What if they pulled like a Doom with Halo? Because like Doom 2016 was functionally like a remake of Doom 1 and Eternal was like functionally Doom 2. What if they did that with Halo? I think that'd be pretty cool.
I could see it because personally, any way they don't touch Halo 2 in that sort of way, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like preserve its own thing. And then if you want to do, because I'm not that type of person. If someone remakes things, it's like you can go back to the original. That's fine, not a big deal. But I don't want them to overtake the original, right? Like be the only sole reason why you wouldn't go back. You know what I mean? That's why I appreciate having the classic modes in the Halo remasters. Right? You can always just go back to whatever you need to, so long as they don't replace it in some sort of way. But they want. I mean,
Take it off the market.
But check this out. Like check out a world. Check out a way like this. Let's say they go back and do a retelling of Halo 1, okay, and then do Halo 2. But imagine it's a complete Halo 2 now. Right.
Now it's Halo 2 and 3.
Right, because that's what it was. Right, like Halo 2 technically really was supposed to be Halo 2 and 3. There's 3 or 4 levels cut out at the end of Halo 2. So imagine they could retell that initial trilogy.
Yeah, like all the Gravemind stuff was taken out, wasn't it?
A lot of Gravemind stuff was. There was an actual level of Chief getting into the Forerunner ship at the end. There's a lot of stuff just taken out of the end there. There's like a lot of enemies in there too. So I think making like a can't really call it director's cut because the director's long gone, right? But I mean, just making a retelling, remastering, make it a quote unquote complete version of that in a way.
Yeah. If they could remake 1, 2, and 3 and like make it its own like circular, like it's the whole story right there, and just kind of forego 4, 5, and 6, I'd love that.
Well, that's where my problem with it comes in is we're trusting the people that wrote the story for 4, 5,
and 6.
Yeah, to go ahead and do a remake. And I'm gonna tell you, the problems with those games is not the gameplay. The gameplay's fucking rock solid. I actually really like the gunplay in them. It is most definitely the fucking story.
Yeah, because all of those games, like I don't have anything negative to say about like the multiplayer besides like, maybe like transactional or like shop shit. Like the gameplay is fine. Like
Infinite's gameplay is the best Halo gameplay loop since like Reach at least. But like, see, I'm trying to think of it like from a Bloober team with Silent Hill 2 sort of way, right? Like they have the blueprint. You can't really fuck up that blueprint unless you really try to like go off course with it, you know?
You know what? You sold me. Give Halo to Blooper team.
Imagine. Let me go look up the actual rumor itself so I can give more details about this.
You know, only Blooper team can do remakes anymore. We've settled it.
Well, I don't know about the remake, but I know at least they confirmed the next like new Halo is going to be Unreal 5 because they had like that whole demo reel with like a Blood Gulch, right? Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I am surprised we didn't get anything with Perfect Dark though this weekend.
I was too. That whenever I seen James Bond, ironically enough, the first thing I was thinking is like, yeah, it's kind of weird that this is kind of coming out around the same time Perfect Dark is now.
Yeah, I don't think that's coming out anymore. At least not for a long time.
Oh, but let me go back to it before I dive more into this. So Phil Spencer was saying that, right? He was saying Halo without saying Halo, but he was also saying that like next year is the 25th anniversary of Xbox, and he's like saying it's gonna be a big year. So I imagine there's a world where each pillar of Xbox has its own part during each of the season cycles, right? Like
Yeah.
quarter 1, you're gonna get Forza or whatever, Forza. Quarter 2, you get Fable. Quarter 3, you get Gears. Quarter 4, you get Halo.
Give me Forza Horizon, but in Tokyo.
Dude,
And all will be right.
literally, like that's the thing. We've all
Forza
been
Lego Horizons.
we've been begging for that shit since like Forza Horizon 2.
Right.
And,
imagine racing with like Mount Fiji in the background.
dude, I don't think it necessarily can end up like Assassin's Creed, right? But I don't want it to be the Assassin's Creed thing where it's like you guys wait so long that eventually when it happens, we just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would like for that to actively happen. Yeah. So I don't know what this is because the rumors were saying that Halo went into pre-production January of last year, which is not that long. And especially when they're working a Halo game in Unreal now. I don't know.
Well, those early games, they made those on a short timeline, so maybe they're just trying to recreate that magic.
Yeah, they're gonna put under severe crunch and make people like live in the studios. Is this what happened? This is how we make the magic happen, right?
Hey, diamonds are made with pressure.
Yeah.
To celebrate the 25th anniversary, we'll also get a sequel to Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, please.
No,
man. Every time we have an Xbox showcase, I'm like holding out hope, and it just
I've
happened.
Fuck it, we'll get Cameo 2.
I just don't know. And it's so funny too because it's like because they're always the answer's always like, yeah, no, it's like whenever a studio wants to take Banjo, we'll let them use it. And then Toys for Bob leaves Microsoft and says, hey, can we have it? Like, they should have said that when you were there.
No, they're obviously saying that. There's no way they weren't. Like, there's got to be some behind the scenes fuckery with why nothing's happened with Banjo.
See, yeah, there has to be something going on.
The most I want to be I know I'm going to be let down scenario in my head right now is that the reason Toys for Bob didn't get Banjo is because someone else is actively working on Banjo now.
Right.
But I'll never let myself down like that. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised and then expect it, hopefully.
Oh, God, could you imagine if this whole time there was a Banjo game in the works, and that's why they wanted to put it in Smash, and they were supposed to line up with there being a Banjo game around that, but then they had to fucking scrap everything and restart it, and we just never heard of it.
Honestly.
I believe it.
I would just, dude, if there's not at least one soul inside of like the Xbox side of Microsoft that saw how Astrobot did last year and not saying what the fuck are we doing, I'm lost. Like the whole point of Game Pass to me when we first started, like Microsoft, and that's kind of why that's kind of cool next year, right? Is that Microsoft's always been like, we kind of want a big AAA game every quarter. That's what they're kind of like trying to funnel their studios to like line up into, right? That keeps you on Game Pass.
Microsoft welcome tour. God damn. Yeah. Teach me how to use Game Pass. What the fuck?
Yeah, and Clippy can help you through it.
Hell yeah.
But they're like keep you on Game Pass by having having different games every quarter. So next year if we have all those 4 games, right? Cool. But like when you look at the genres, like you should have something for everyone. That's what keeps you on there, right? Yeah. And it's like we're missing platformers from Microsoft. And you have so many
platformers. We're missing fighting games. We're missing a lot in the modern Xbox.
If I was a lead of a team in there that knew how to do something like that, I would have already been like, dude, especially while they're acquiring all these fucking studios, I would have asked for Conquer and I would have did a raunchy like Astrobot essentially. A raunchy Astrobot where you go back and visit all these other franchises, kind of make fun of them. When you have all those franchises, can you imagine? You could jump into Doom World, you could jump into Hell, you could jump onto Halo, you could jump into a racetrack.
Conquer teabagging.
Like, hold on, I'm gonna go look at this real quick. Let me see. Let's see, Xbox Studios franchises.
Yeah, I just want to beat Klungo's ass again. Come on.
I mean, there's just so much shit now.
Yeah, and what about State of Decay 3? Was that I didn't get to watch the whole thing,
No.
but was that not there either? Jesus
No.
Christ, that game's just not alive
Well,
anymore.
what happened again? They announced, and I think that's what people gotta start figuring out. I'm sure they did. Is that they announced all these games when they went into like pre-production, and it's like that shit's not happening for a long time. Elder Scrolls,
that has to have been at least,
Elder
like-
Scrolls 6 announced 7 years ago. By the way,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was in production announcement.
yeah.
And honestly, we need to not have those. Like, truly, don't fucking announce something until either it's at least like a year, maybe a year and a half out.
Look at the way Double Fine did it, right? Keeper out October. Love that.
It is cool.
I can't list literally everything because there's just so much shit here now. But I mean, dude, you can have Conquer go to Minecraft. Remember that? Conquer's in Minecraft. Conquer's in Grim Fandango. Conquer's in Fallout. Conquer meets Senua.
Conquer and Broken Age.
Yeah, I don't know why no one just like, dude, just make Conquer have a really dumb, like, really goofy.
Especially where right now, like, multiversal shit is like such a kind of
And he can make
thing
fun
to
of that.
shit on and poke
Yeah.
fun at. Exactly.
Easy
Like,
slam
this-
dunk. We need
This is the
we
perfect
need a
zeitgeist
Conquer.
for it.
We need a Conquer to just like make fun of the area, right? I feel like that's the easiest way to like pick up a whole like mascot that's been MIA and just have him just like, all right, riff on everyone, dude. But also
That
Banjo.
was- Also Banjo. Give us Banjo.
Anyway,
Give us also a new Viva Pinata, you fucking cowards.
you almost thought we had that for a second.
I almost thought we did because I saw something bright and colorful on Xbox, and then I was made sad.
He was made sad. Oh, hold up. I didn't realize that. I did not know that the Deadpool VR game is made by Twisted Pixel.
What do they make again?
Explosion Man.
Oh, yeah.
I always get surprised that they were actually acquired by Microsoft way back when. That's so crazy to me. And then just dipped out. I'm Explosion Man. Anyway, is that it on that end?
Yeah.
Not bad on timing, dude.
I don't know. There was a fuck ton announced. I didn't care enough to follow it all. At a certain point, it's sensory overload. That's why I kind of don't miss E3, honestly, low key, just because so much shit's just like, here's everything fucking dumped in one go. I kind of actually like it having a bit more spaced out.
I disagree. Make it a video game Christmas, dude. Give me everything and then dip out. I don't need to hear from you for another year. And you know what though? I will say I think that might be contributing a lot to how people are announcing shit too. I mean, not that we were like immune to it. It definitely happened back then, but I think that there's just so many events now. I'm sure Jeff Keighley and Phil Spencer, everyone's kind of knocking on everyone's door at all times of the year, like, hey, you got anything? You got anything? You got anything? I'm sure it's probably people are very eager to share too. So that could be happening to a lot of these games. They just get too eager to share and oh, that was way too soon. Oopsie.
Yep.
Oopsie poopsie.
It makes me wonder if it's like them being too eager to share or just trying to get shit out the door quick for shareholders, you know?
Or investors
Like,
to
look,
like get in there.
Exactly.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
how much hype our trailer got. Can you give us a couple $1,000s to help us fix it?
Right. We spent $100 billion on fucking ZeniMax. Here's the next Elder Scrolls. Please don't fucking boot me out of my position of power.
Remember, it's still coming.
that-
Please give us more money.
That was because they had Fallout 76 going on, remember? They announced
what do you mean?
they announced
Because
Oh,
remember, at the launch of 76, it was a shit show, and so they needed something
Well,
for
they also
goodwill.
had they had Doom and Rage 2 at that time too, right?
right, but I remember 76 was so bad and they were kind of getting a lot of flack that that's why Todd Howard came out and said, by the way, Elder Scrolls to kind of like.
Yeah,
By the
because
way,
you
here's
got to
this game
remember
that
like
won't be
how
out in
much.
7 years.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. I knew I was like, there's because that's what he said. Oh, that's what that because Elder Scrolls got announced. Same thing with Starfield.
Yeah,
They were both announced because he was they had to rush those announcements out to chill people out from Fallout 76. I remember that.
Yeah, I get that. I just don't think it was a good good idea.
No,
no, it's fucking dumb, but I get why they did it, but companies need to stop doing that shit.
all right, hey, Bob, can you make a quick render of like a forest and then put Elder Scrolls 6 up there?
I'll get Chat GPT on it right away, boss.
All right, thank you. What's this for? For like a meeting? No, we're gonna show it at our press conference.
The whole world.
Yeah.
I'll make sure there's a correct number of fingers in it, boss.
It's just so it is funny because video games and movies do get shown off differently in that sort of way, right? Because you always hear like, oh, someone's writing a Mega Man movie. You always hear about that stuff, but that stuff can like never happen. A lot of those announcements you can go look for, and it's like, what the fuck ever happened to that? Nothing.
Speaking of which, oh, sorry, no, you finished. Sorry.
No, but games are not the same. They do announce them somewhat in production, but like that doesn't mean it's going to be close to
the only thing kind of comparable that I can think of is like the Avatar movies or like the new Spider-Verse movies.
So shout out to those keep indefinitely getting pushed back.
Right.
Well, we're getting the Avatar movie this year, right? I haven't kept up.
Supposedly.
Because they filmed them all, haven't they?
Supposedly they were filming 2, 3, and 4 like together, and then there's like a 5 and 6. Because supposedly 3 is supposed to wrap up like a trilogy, and then 4, 5, and 6 is like a start of a whole new trilogy.
Well, yeah, because they got to get it done before James Cameron finally fucking keels over.
I was gonna say he's got to knock out as many of these as he can.
I think that was a big thing too. Like, I think there's he said in an interview there was like a contingency plan for if he couldn't work on the movies for whatever reason.
it just reminds me of remember how for a long time there were just new Tupac albums?
Yeah,
it's just like
same thing with like Juice WRLD.
Yeah, directed by James Cameron. He's been dead.
Yeah, like we're still
He'll
getting
become Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's an even better one.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, at least they are coming out right because Avatar 2 took forever. Avatar 3 is right there. Not that I give a shit. I never even watched 2. I don't really care.
Same. But that said, okay.
I know they're good. I just don't care. I'm sure they look visually phenomenal. Maybe I'll watch it whenever I upgrade the TV again. You know, gotta watch everyone whenever you get a brand new TV. You either get one of those 4K here's Planet Earth videos or whatever.
But that's the thing with those movies. I just don't think you lose a lot by watching them at home. They're the only movies I feel that you really do. Even you can watch Fury Road at home and still get all the same intensity, all the same sound.
It's a theater ass movie. I get that.
But I feel you lose so much by not watching Avatar in theaters.
I saw it in IMAX 3D when it came out. I'm like, this is just Dances with Wolves with furries, and then I was done with it.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but I thought it still looked fucking amazing.
I'm sure when 3 comes out, they'll do some more releases with 1 and 2. We'll think about it. They're too long too.
That's another thing though. If you wait for that, you're gonna be at a 24-hour marathon for it. Dude, I went to whenever Dark Knight Rises or the third Batman came out. I went to a marathon of all 3. That was fucking painful.
Hey, you know what though?
I bet.
Wait,
10 hours of Batman.
I need you to take back what you just said though, because I've watched Fury Road many, many times. Rewatching that last year at the theater, I had the biggest smile on my face the entire fucking movie, dude. So that movie also hits different in the theater, dude.
I feel it's better in theater, but I don't think it's not
it's not a whole different vibe, sure.
I feel Avatar is damn near unwatchable when you're at home, just because it's one of those things you can get distracted, you can pull out your phone, you can do something else, but in the theater you're fully engaged, fully wrapped into it by the cinematography, how it's shot, the IMAX feel, everything.
Yes, I'm already locked in for about 14 hours of Avatar at this point.
Yep.
Speaking of films, though, shout out to Nintendo, who now confirmed today as well that the live-action Legend of Zelda movie is being pushed back a few weeks. So now it'll be releasing in May of 2027.
Push it
as
back
opposed to
indefinitely. Just don't ever make it, please.
They should have just kept it with the animation. Because I want Smash Bros. Movie.
Yeah. Shout outs to what could have been for that Netflix series, man.
Unfortunate. What are the movies we got coming
Also,
out this next week?
I don't know.
Ballerina's out this week. What's out next week?
New Wes Anderson movie came out this weekend too. I need to go see it. Phoenician Scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I
Again,
love Wes Anderson, so I need to go see that.
yeah, you can see that man's work from 45 miles away.
100%.
So that's like a dream of mine, dude. To get a directing style that like once you watch about 5 seconds of, you're like, oh, he directed that. I
Right.
love that. That's so cool.
And it's so funny too because he's done like music videos and shit, and you can instantly tell, be like, this looks like Wes Anderson. You go look it up, and like, I'll be goddamn.
Yeah, that's so cool to me. Same thing with like Jordan Peele too. He's getting there with his styles on there too.
For sure.
David,
Man, I feel like there's
Yo.
something else too.
yeah, you're forgetting something, David.
I don't fucking care.
There you
I've
go.
told you like 7 different times there was too much shit for me to care about.
No, I need you to care a little more.
Life too.
Let me see. We'll look. Can't believe David waits till episode 300 to Slack finally.
Yeah.
New Resident Evil. Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Briefly, yeah. It's the Outbreak follow up,
Yep.
supposedly.
Princess Peach voice actor got replaced. Can't believe that.
Yeah,
I
that was
can't.
really sad. She didn't realize it until after the game came out. That's
Yeah.
so fucked.
Yeah, after Charlie got replaced as Mara's voice actor, nothing was sacred anymore. Like that's you got rid of the literal golden goose of your voice acting.
Oh, Bring Her Back. That was another movie you needed to go see.
Right. Felt that boxing looked kind of funny.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Right, I'm just scrolling through. I didn't make comments on that. That Rogue Ally looks cool. It's gonna be expensive, so I'll probably pass. But I was telling David that just by nature of how much Xbox games I've had over the years, it's always a potential of something I might be into. But Splatoon.
Oh yeah, Raiders.
Yeah,
The Raider.
I'm gonna watch that right now.
Is that supposed to be like an official like Splatoon 4, or is it just like a side game?
Talk for 5 minutes. I'm watching now.
I think from what I saw posted on r/Nintendo, it's like a side game.
Well, and also isn't Splatoon 3 getting like a bunch of updates as well? for Switch?
Yes. I don't know. I
Yeah.
still haven't actually really played Splatoon, so
Yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of 3. I played a lot of the beta whenever it was out, but I just never got it to keep playing.
yeah, same. I don't know. I like conceptually Splatoon more than I actually enjoy.
I'm just surprised at how it says Splatoon spinoff on here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how they announced it though. This is not a direct.
No, they just said, "Here you go, asshole."
War64 said that Switch 2 sold 3.5 million units in the first 4 days. I think it's a single
Is it supposed
player.
to be good or bad?
That's a lot. Interesting. It looks like a single player thing, but then also Splatoon 3 looked like a single player thing when they first showed it off.
Right.
I know there is single
The
player
whole
though now.
post-apocalyptic shit. Oh yeah, How to Train Your Dragon comes out this week too.
That one kind of bums me out.
What's cracking, Squid Squad?
I've heard
Oh.
it's really good, so
Incoming report from the Squid
Well, I mean, yeah.
Research
I mean, it's gonna be good, right? Because it's a good movie, but I'm just like, why? I don't know. I'm excited for people. Also, it's weird. The trailer is a minute and a half, and they do like a Nintendo Direct explanation of it afterwards.
We're excited to share our
hey
latest
idiots,
findings.
you don't understand what you just watched. Let us tell you about it.
What is this?
What you just witnessed are signs of the first ever Splatoon spin-off game coming
All
ashore.
right.
Splatoon Raiders.
David,
Playing
talk
as
about
a
WWE.
mechanic, You'll go on an adventure
I already
through
did.
mysterious Spider-Man
Again.
We're
Island
past that segment.
alongside Deadcut.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't listen to me, Adrian.
No, I know. I need to kill more time while I'm finishing this trailer.
I'm fucking killing shit.
But research is still underway.
Here,
We'll report
what
more
else?
on our findings when the results are in.
I don't know what the fuck else happened.
We already talked about the PlayStation one, right?
Yeah, we talked a lot about that last week, so that was a banger.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Where's fucking gaming subreddit here? I'm just pick one. Spelling is hard. Where the fuck is G? There we go.
Oh yeah, I don't think we got into specifics, but Cosmic Invasion, the Marvel game, they it was She-Hulk and Rocket. They're
Yes,
they're
those were the
some of
new ones
characters.
revealed.
And they
Game's
actually
looking
made
great.
She-Hulk big.
Jameson Schreier, Sony's Bend Studio, which canceled a live service game earlier this year, is laying off 30% of its staff today.
That sucks.
Just goes to show like how bad that business plan was, even more so.
Yeah,
What was the plan again?
Do what?
What did they end up doing again? I forgot.
nothing.
Well, an
Yeah, they were
update to
the
Splatoon
Days
3
Gone studio.
is
But
also
were they
But they're-
want to do Days Gone 2, and then what happened? They were told to do a remaster or something?
coming down
No, they were told
No.
they were thrown onto a live service game that took 7 years for nothing to happen.
from the Barazushi and
But they
Embers
wanted Days
And
Gone
the
2.
dude- Well, the guy that created Days Gone was also a fucking weirdo too.
Right.
He's like blaming it on the woke mob for the sales not doing good. It's like, no, probably
right.
not it, bud.
So yeah, Splatoon Raiders is like a single player game, and then they also announced a bunch of updates for Splatoon 3, which has like not been a thing for a while. Like Splatoon 3 was kind of dead for a while, honestly. So hopefully this revises it a little bit.
Oh yeah, and they have a new like CRPG, or no, it's a action RPG based on The Expanse, the TV show on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Yes.
That one looks really cool. It's given me a lot of like Mass Effect vibes to it, and I'm kind of here for that. And the Expanse universe is just really neat in general. I really want to read those books. I feel like I need to get into them.
I got them. They showed it off the other time. They showed it off a few weeks ago.
I think I
Oh.
did so. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm too lazy, and they're literally right there. I'm not gonna grab them, but I grabbed the triple pack of the first 3 because I've been in a sci-fi-ish mood to watch that.
I haven't finished it, but from what I have watched, I recommend it. I just can't remember. I feel like I remember hearing that Amazon kind of like left it off on a cliffhanger. So
Unfortunate.
right. As
Damn.
they do.
The previous record for sales was PS4 with 1 million. Switch 2 had 3.5 million. They had a lot of them though.
You're right.
That was cool. And that's why, yeah, fuck scalpers, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, interesting. So it's been reported that Rare has actually had a leadership change up, and this new leadership is interested in the idea of a new Banjo-Kazooie.
I don't believe it. No, I was excited for the leadership because I'm like, maybe they can release a new game finally.
Well, the thing is, that's going to be a Banjo-Kazooie DLC for Sea of Thieves. You can get like a little bird cage for your ship that has Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie, Skull and Bones. Let's go.
You get like a the things and the figurehead on the front of your ship. It looks like Dragon Kazooie.
All right, shouts. Final Fantasy 7 remake and 16 coming to Xbox. In fact, I think 16 was shadow dropped on the Xbox, so shout outs to that.
All right, that's about it, I think then. Hell yeah! All right,
Hell yeah, games.
video
There's
games.
rumors of Gravity Rush Remaster getting a native PS5 version.
That would make sense because aren't they working on like a movie too?
Yes.
You would think, but it's weird that wouldn't be something that they show off. And I don't know. I feel like they'd show off the movie there at the State of Play too. I don't know.
That sounds like a Tokyo Game Show time kind of thing, though.
Maybe. I mean, if I'm Sony, I'm wanting to show everything that I can to try to make the money back.
Nah, because they got a plan for the holiday season.
They got a plan for something. They're hemorrhaging.
Holy shit. And I'm gonna cap it off with this. I just saw on my Twitter, someone sent this Asian girl streamer a chat. It said first time chat, and the guy goes, "Since you're Asian and good at math, would you help me replace my ex without asking why?" All right, solid.
Genius.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a good 300 episodes. I'm afraid that's it. We're done. It's over.
We've did it.
They will replacing us with VTubers here soon, so
roll credits.
Stay tuned.
I will not this week because it's patch week, but I will be starting soon with working on VTubers, and Blue Rupees, the Wife Edition, will happen.
This is true. Stay tuned. All right. Anyone who was watching,
I'm sorry.
Shout outs.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Copyright strike really helps us out. Oh, shout out, speaking of which, to Slopes Game Room, real quick.
I stopped recording, but we're still streaming.
Yeah. Shout outs to him. He's getting his entire Google account fucking taken away.
Interesting.
TLDR is he's been following the story of this console scammer, and Dum Dum went ahead and has been using his personal family files with his work files. And the story he's been following with this Sega scammer has been all in Spanish because the guy's out of Spain. And so he's just been dumping backups of the chat logs. Well, Google's AI just went ahead and just scans for a lot of shit automatically. And I guess his account got flagged for harboring hate speech and other vile shit just because he was dumping these raw Spanish logs to his account. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck any of it said. I just grabbed it for down the road when I need it. And now he's lost his fucking all his Google accounts, and so he's like, I have backups of all my YouTube stuff, so if I gotta start over, that's not a problem. But I don't have backups of my family photos or anything. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? You have backups of everything for your channel, but you don't have backups of your wedding photos. You don't have backups of the of your kids' pictures or anything. What the fuck do you mean those you don't have backed up? Also, why were you using the same Google account for both your work and personal life?
Yeah.
I love Slopes Game Room, but bro, how fucking dumb do you be? Especially considering this man professionally works in marketing for a living.
Did you hear about the YouTuber that shot the other one?
No, that's just America.
Kels, did you hear about that?
I feel like I heard something. Wasn't it over like a copyright strike or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Gore's pissed. He's finally had it. He's going after these big companies.
These two YouTubers talked a lot of shit to each other, like all the time, and then one guy, he copyright struck the other one, and anyway, I'll say the whole thing first. So he copyright struck the other one, and and he lived in Vegas, and then the one that copyright struck that guy went to Vegas too. And he just told me, he's like, he had a live stream of him driving around looking for him. He's like, I'm looking for you, man. You roll up to my city, and then they're on the walk, walking out by the street by the Bellagio. Straight up just walked there and shot him and his wife on camera. Also, you would think like, all right, these YouTubers are crazy, man. Like, you must die for these crazy YouTubers. We're talking like, I think 16,000 subs and like 4,000 subs. I'm not talking like million subscriber or anything. It's like these guys just have a couple thousand subs each.
No, these were just people that were mentally unwell that were being fed into their psychosis.
Yep.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the guy that was unhinged shouldn't have been doing anything right, but the other guy like literally made his entire personality about bullying that guy. So, oops. Sucks. Oh well. All right, gentlemen.
America.
Stream.
America.
Adios.